art of striking, the art of noises. What is a percussion instrument? Is anything that you can strike a percussion instrument? Could, for example, this mixing bowl be a percussion instrument? You can see, in fact, that it's pretty well beaten up mixing bowl, but it was originally for sale at the WOW store for $2.49. So it's not a percussion mixing bowl bought from a percussion specialist company, but rather something much less exotic and sophisticated than that. And yet, listen to the sound it makes. It has, I think, basically probably two sounds, a sort of gong-like low sound, which is sort of nice, and a higher bell sound. Beautiful. Or, what about, it's not that we drink so much wine here in the class at UC San Diego, but this is a 2012 California table wine. It is organic. That doesn't change the quality of the bottle at all, but it's even a wind instrument. So this was just a find, and it has a very beautiful note, and that note will go into a very specific musical context, I suppose, at some point. We also have something that a lot of people own. This is a flower pot. Oh, that's a nice one. It would also probably sound good with a brush. Again, it's not a musical instrument per se. We didn't buy this at a musical instrument shop or order it online from a refined German maker of fine sounding flower pots, but this was bought at a local hardware store, I think. And so this studio, the one I'm sitting at the moment, is full of objects like this, as I bet your house is full of objects just like this. So when I think back on my early percussion training, I'm actually most grateful to my mother, who never once said to me, "Steve, stop hitting that thing, you're driving me nuts." So I spent a fair amount of my life wondering what, for example, this saucepan would sound like, or that empty tin can, or that half-full glass of water. And because I'm an optimist, the glass was always half full. So this thing is a brake drum from a car. Most of the great brake drums, at least as used as percussion instruments, are from older models. The newer instruments are a little less good. Although this is stamped 2003, which I presume it's the year and not the model number. The great brake drums that I know are some that have come from vintage tractors. They're huge and resonant. And composers from Cage and Lou Harrison and many composers of the American experimentalist tradition use brake drums. We use them here for dual purposes. They're musical instruments and fantastic doorstops. And so the bridge between real life and musical life is crossed very, very frequently. And they're not quite as clean as they should be. Another example of way in which natural sounds or objects which you would never believe could be percussion instruments have found their way into concert life is in John Cage's memorable piece, Child of Tree, in which he asks a percussionist to go and find up to, I believe, 8 different kinds of natural sounding instruments, that is, bundles of grass and leaves and twigs, but the piece must include an amplified cactus. Now, the cactus is a fantastic piece if you amplify it, a fantastic musical instrument if you amplify it, and normally what I do is to cut a small area of the cactus free of its spines and put a little contact mic on that spot, run that through an amplifier and speaker, and then gently and carefully stroke the spines of the cactus to get a sort of small, microtonally tuned harp effect.